Hi, and welcome to the Conversations with Sophia. We're in Season 4, Episode 1. The show is sponsored by the Via Hime Art House and Gallery. This year, we're going to be looking at and exploring new art forms, talking with new artists that you've not seen before, exploring some new wine, drinking some new wine. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be doing a lot of things in the world of art, food, and wine. Welcome to the show, and we will be right back. Hi, and welcome back to the conversation. As promised, this season we're going to be talking with artists that you may not have seen before, you obviously don't know, and I must say very prolific in their own right. I'm delighted to be having a conversation this afternoon with Candis Marshall. Candis is an enigma. She does so many different genres of art. I'm not sure which one I want to tackle this today, but we have in front of Candis. Why don't you just introduce yourself to our audience first, and then we're going to get into all of the things that you do. Just a snapshot, because there's so much stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady is phenomenal. Candis.
Well, of course, my name is Candis Marshall. I am a visual artist, an author, a teacher. I specialize in working with tires and found materials and working with young people, youth empowerment. And so absolutely everything I do, that's what it's about. The arts, recycling, and youth empowerment in a nutshell.
I mean, okay, honestly, that nutshell is a huge nutshell. So I want to start, Candis, by talking about your book, because I think this is new for you. This is a new project for you. Tell us just a little bit about this. This is the NonAdventure Adventures of Nothing Special. Tell me about this.
Okay, so the NonAdventure Adventures of Nothing Special is a project that was in the making for about 20 years. I wrote it as a teenager, and it was a story that required me to live a little longer before I could tell it. And it's written as an allegory, and it's about a little girl. Her name is Nothing Special. And Nothing Special, the whole thing is about her journey to becoming someone greater. But it's done in such a way that the characters, their names are I can't, I quit, I'm poor, I'm broken. So the idea is to give life to those feelings that we have, but to put a face on it. And it's mostly for children, but I've found since I've been promoting the book that adults are drawn to it even more than children.
Because we can't and know, and perhaps next week, we hear those things a lot.
Exactly.
So I'm sure we can learn something from this as well.
For sure.
You've dedicated the book to your village.
Yes.
Talk to me about your village. I mean, and you have one of the words that jumped out for me is wisdom. My name means wisdom. Just want to throw that out there for you. But talk to me about your village.
Well, my village is the people that I come in contact with that share a similar view of life and what life personified and perfected would be. You know, it's not that we're perfect, but it's just that everything that we do, we strive to make life better, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. And so that village becomes not just my family and my friends, but it becomes people all over the world that share the same ideals, you know. And this book, The Non-Adventures of Nothing Special, really brought that home, because we've done about maybe 10 shows and all kinds of events. And when I say the village comes in, I mean the village. People connect as though we were friends for forever over this one story.
And that's wonderful. It's always refreshing to have your village support your endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back, and we're going to get into a little bit more of the art and the artistic things that Candis does in her spare time. We'll be right back. It's the classic things in life that makes a date memorable. Take your date on a rendezvous with the Date Night Special, available at the Via Mayor Art House and Gallery. It consists of 2 customized wine glasses, handmade customized wine rack, 2 coasters, and of course, your favorite bottle of wine. It's a date night special. Come see us at the Via Mayor Art House and Gallery, located at number 2 Bay Street at The Point, Margaritaville Beach Resort. That's the date night special. Just in time for the holidays. Hi, and welcome back to the conversation. We left off talking about Candis's latest project, which is The Secret of the Seed. Where can we find this book?
Well, The Secret of the Seed can be found on Amazon and about 30 other booksellers all around the world. And it can also be found here at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. They're available most days, and on Sundays, you need to go down. If you're local, go down. Sundays are free for locals, and you can find the book there.
Wonderful. So speaking of the National Art Gallery, let's talk a little bit about art. I see you have some beautiful tire art here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the tires that you put on your car. This lady has been able to transform something that we take for granted and just chuck on the side of the road or toss on the dump heap or whatever. You've been able to really make some useful items, beautiful items. I'm hoping she leaves those with me when she goes. Tell me a little bit about the tire art that you have, because we're going to talk about, she has some photography. She's a photographer. Listen, this lady is just phenomenal. Talk to me about the tire art.
Well,
you're wearing it beautifully too. Oh my goodness.
I started working with tires about 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
That's a belt.
This is a belt. This is just one of the items that I create from...
She did not make this belt for me. Listen.
This is just one of the items that I create from tires.
I could put it anyway. Yes, all right. It's beautiful. I mean, gosh.
It's actually...
And it's durable.
Oh, extremely durable. Extremely durable.
What made you get into this kind of art?
Well, it was actually inspired by my 6-year-old son. He came home one day from school, said that he was stressed out. He needed a vacation.
Oh my goodness.
And I told him, I said, man, you need to find a way to make some money. You find a way to make some money, I'll help you, we'll make it happen.
Wonderful.
And within hours, he came to me with this old tire and he said, we're gonna make wallets out of tires.
Wow.
And so we took some time, figured out how to do that, and that was 6 years ago.
Do you have the first wallet that he made?
No, we don't have the first wallet that he made.
You should have kept that, because that, I mean, that becomes a collector's item.
I tell you, I didn't even think about that at the time, you know. We've done so many things with tires. We've done sculptures, installations, we've done furniture, you name it. We've taken the tire and completely reimagined it. We even started a company around it called Cajoubon. That's Cajoubben, Cajoubon.
Is that French?
Well, we'd like it to be. No, that's the name of me and my kids. Cajoubben, Cajoubon.
That's Bahamian then. All right,
that's Bahamian. And it means family, because everything that we do is about family, including family. All of the ideas, all of our ventures. We even started a nonprofit, and we have a program called the Mega Mergers Apprenticeship Program, where we teach kids, local kids, how to turn non-biodegradable materials that is available everywhere into products that they can actually sell and create a sustainable source of income for themselves.
I'm glad you mentioned the word sustainable, because I do a lot of work in and do a lot of research in the area of sustainable development and sustainable tourism and so on. And one of the things that we always talk about is the idea of reusing things that can live on in perpetuity.
Exactly.
And so we take a tire, we take a piece of wood or something that is just so casual for everyone else, and you end up turning it into something that is sustainable. It's profit. It could be profitable.
Yes.
And obviously it lasts generations to come. And,
exactly.
And you're incorporating this into your family structure. So it's just not for you. And so the whole idea of sustainability is that it could be used for generations to come.
Precisely.
So you're teaching your generations how to be practical, how to be sustainable. And that is so beautiful. I love the jewelry that you're making with this. Tell me a little bit about, because of course we're limited with time, and both of us could talk for hours, because she's a teacher, much like myself. Tell me a little bit about your photography. I mean, how do you, I mean, your images are so, I've been doing a little bit of research on you myself, and they speak volumes. Seem like everything that you take in terms of a photography is telling a story.
Yes.
And so I like that. You seem to embody the whole notion of sustainability. So tell me about your photography.
Well, just like you said, it's it's me. It's all me. And when it comes to my photographic work, all of it is inspired by nature. Every single bit of it. Either our culture, as far as, people don't look at culture as nature, but I look at it as nature, because Bahamian people living and breathing and doing what we do as Bahamians, for me, that's all natural, that's all nature. And so in my photography, I document things like that in one aspect of my photography, just documenting everyday life. But in another more personal aspect of my photography, I go into nature, I go into every little nook and cranny on this island, every national park, and I create these compositions that are more about conversation. It's less about what I see, but more about what the viewer sees.
Right.
And a perfect example, one item in particular that I absolutely love to photograph are banana leaves.
Yes, because I was about to talk to you about that, because, I looked at that piece of work and I suddenly saw what you saw in it, and your writing is so poetic on the side of it. She's a poet as well, and I looked at this banana leaf, and I looked at the young bananas and the little brown piece that you see on the top, and she was able to talk about an African ancestral. It was beautiful. I was like, okay, I never saw that.
I never saw it. I know, right? But that's it. Everything is about just looking deeper. And you know what? When I think sustainability, that's what I think is missing in the dialogue here locally.
Yes.
We're not creating a conversation that allows people to look deeper into exactly what is happening in our environment. You know, something as simple as the banana leaves. When people see bananas, they say, oh, it's just bananas. When they see tires, it's just tires. When I see tires, I say, oh, it's a bells. Oh my God, that's lovely. I'm walking, I'm driving on the street looking at people, oh, wow. And that would look good.
What you're doing is you're speaking from an artist's perspective.
Exactly.
Art is so interpretive and it's personal.
Yeah.
Because I look at art, I'm a fluid artist. And so everything I see, I'm like, I can do something on that. I can do something with that.
Yes.
And I can use these colors and I can bring out this thing. And that's what's happening here with your stuff.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady is really taking art to the next level. And we ought to be able to appreciate the fact that we have a person in our community, such as Miss Marshall, who is doing different kinds of things. And so I'm so delighted to be able to talk to you. I mean, and I'm hoping that, what's your next move? Tell me what you're going to be doing next so that I can be in on that, the world can be in on what you're doing and getting that message out. Because you talked about your village, but I think we need to go into different villages now.
Yes,
we need to extend into
sure.
different villages so that we all can participate in this kind of sustainability, in this kind of conversation that you're having with the things that you do. What's your next move?
Well, my next move is something that is really, really personal. I'm taking my reflective art. This is an example of some of my reflective art.
Is that the banana leaf?
Of course, this is the banana leaf. If it is this is the banana leaves. All right. I'm taking some of my reflective art. Now, I see my photography on walls. In my mind's eye, there is no space for it on a tiny wall. It needs to be on the outside of a building. When you're driving down the street, it needs to be plastered along the side walls. You know, you're driving and there's an abandoned building. All of the doors, all of the creases, all of the cracks, all of the crannies should have art, and not just art, but it should have a provocative type of art.
Something that creates a conversation.
Exactly. When people see it, they start thinking about what they think, what they're going through, how they're experiencing life.
Yes.
You know, it's not just about what the artist thinks.
Yes.
Because when I was creating this, when I took the time to seek this out, that was for me. But the final product is for everyone else. The final product is for you to take it and turn it this way and say, "Ooh, child, you see that?"
Because it looks a little bit like a pineapple right in here if you look at it.
Exactly.
And if you swing it the next way, and of course, one of the things I noted that you did with some of your photography was to begin to commodify your photography. You placed it on bags, on t-shirts, and that's another thing that I've always been saying in the cultural community here, that we need to be able to take our culture and commodify it so that it is saleable.
Exactly.
And people around the world can pick it up and take it with them. That is how you transport your culture. Jamaica has been able to do a fantastic job of it with their music. And so we ought to be able to begin to encourage artists in the idea of commodification.
Along those lines, I've been thinking about that a whole lot, and that's something that I do. I work with other crafters and artists and just teaching them, hey, these are the skills that you need in manufacturing, because it comes down to manufacturing, not just creation. It comes down to manufacturing. And that's what I have become. All of this time, we've been on lockdowns and what's not. I've been doing specializations in lean manufacturing and circular economy and global sustainability, so that we can incorporate the arts, because somebody has to have the tool and be willing to say, hey, listen here, this is what you're doing. Come, let me show you how you take this, and you're still going to be the artist, you're still going to be creative, but let me show you how you monetize this for a global environment. Because we are a part of a global village.
Indeed.
But we don't understand ourselves as artists in that village.
And we're a bit afraid. And one of the things that I'm going to challenge this new government really is to create those spaces where we can, I shouldn't have to go to China or to America or Canada to get a piece of my art on a t-shirt or something. No. That needs to happen. We have 700 islands and keys. Let's take one of them and create a production facility that artists can go to, and all I need to do is send my images, digitized images forward. We're living in a digital environment now. Send my digital images forward and say, listen, I'd like you to put this on some bags for me. I need to put this on some shirts. I need to put this on some table skate. Something. We should not have to be going outside of the country, because the cost then is prohibitive.
But that's the thing. We have the capacity to do this here, you know.
We do. And the smarts.
We do. And we have the businesses here. That's why I tell you, the studying that I'm doing now is about the circular economy. We always think of ourselves as artists separate and apart from everybody else. But when we think of ourselves as not only artists, but artists that are making money, as manufacturers, we start to look at our economy very, very differently. You know, we think, oh, we got to export that. But consider this, right? We have persons that are printing t-shirts here. If we can get 10 artists that are willing to purchase their t-shirts locally. Right? And so you're doing 50, I'm doing 50, somebody else is doing 50, and we go to this singular company. They can now offer us
a better price.
They can offer us a comparable price to exporting the goods. And when you look at it that way, it is more cost prohibitive for us to do it right here. And there are a lot of small entities that exist that are doing exactly that. But we as artists, we as a community, have to think beyond what is happening outside of us, and we have to look inside. You know, we have to buy local, and that's what I tell my kids.
We need to buy local and really believe and support and make an intentional effort to do that.
Exactly,
Okay?
because that's what makes the difference in
Yes.
the bottom line. Because no producer here has the capacity just to produce one shirt for you
Exactly.
and do it at an excellent quality.
Yes.
You know, even it's just you.
Exactly.
But if we have like 10, 15 artists that are producing these that want their work
And
on shirts
and supporting
exactly.
the person who's actually
Exactly.
who actually has the little production company.
Exactly.
Then suddenly they've morphed into a bigger production company.
Precisely.
Then it's the economy of scales. So they can
Exactly.
now offer me to produce 10 shirts at a reasonable price.
At a reasonable price.
And so on. So we need to support each other in
Yes.
this artistic environment.
Yes.
We need to as I said, I'm going to challenge the government to actually assist us in creating those spaces where we can be, some of us just want to do art. Eh?
Yeah.
we need to be able to do some things. Candis, I have a gallery. And this is one of my pieces, by the way, that I've been able to produce. But I'm not doing this on a very, very large scale. I'm just getting into this kind of art. I'm a fluid artist. And so my gallery is about fluid art and how I've been able to interpret that. What I would love is to have another true Bahamian gallery where the focus is just on artists like yourself.
Here's the funny thing. There are a few. There are a few. Even downtown, there's 60 and 60 on the other end of downtown.
On the other end of downtown.
On the other end of downtown. That features, every month they feature a lot of local artisans. I mean, some up and coming.
Just beautiful work. I've seen it. I've
Yes.
seen their work. Yeah. And we need to have so
More.
much more
Yes, we
of
do.
that.
We do.
And again, not only the government I'm going to challenge, I'm going to challenge Bahamians.
Yes.
And I'm going to challenge the world. Support us. We need the support. We are going into uncharted waters, if you will, opening galleries and putting ourselves out there, putting our products out there. We need your support to assist us to continue to be creative. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a delight. It's just not sufficient time to talk to Candis about all the things that she's doing. But this is a lady to be watched, and her work, she has the book, she has her craft items with the tire stuff, she has her photography. What else do you do? Quickly.
It's too much. It's too much. You stopped me.
She's a teacher. She's a teacher, so that means she's an excellent speaker. She can be on the speaking stage for you. We're always wanting to go outside for speakers, but here's a lady that has blown me away. She's made me nervous, and I don't get nervous often, but she's made me a little nervous in my studio today. So that means you need to be calling her for speaking engagements regarding culture, regarding art, regarding sustainability, and all the beautiful things that she's doing. Candis, it has been a delight speaking with you today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming on the Conversations with Sophia.
Anytime.
Anytime.
I'm willing to come back anytime.
And next time she comes, ladies and gentlemen, she's going to bring a belt that I can wear. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you on the next episode of Conversations with Sophia. Until then.